Cancel culture. It used to be about social change, but now I think it's about bullying. Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh for Local Now, and I'm here for you. I have a PhD in clinical psychology, and I've been following the social trend of cancel culture for a while, partly because I have teenagers in my own house. And cancel culture, by the way, is when you call out somebody online for something they said and encourage many other people to join in the chorus of criticism until the person is shamed, humiliated, and cowers and has to maybe even take down their social media. They become canceled. You have to understand, it began as a very important social movement, a way for the voiceless to be given a voice, a way to call out authority figures who abused their power. But today, it's become something else. It's a go-to place for teenagers to just pile on and criticize anybody they want. It's a form of group bullying, in my opinion. You know, it used to be said that sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. The truth is that research shows that public humiliation hits the brain the same way as physical pain. It can be very, very damaging. And what are we teaching our kids? If our teenagers use social media as a kind of metaphorical head on a stick to march around, have they really evolved? There's no room in cancel culture for conversation. There's no room for understanding. There's no room for understanding the gray areas of human life. And there's definitely no room for change. So let's talk about what we can do to help our teens deal with cancel culture. First of all, you need to bring up the topic, and you need to talk about how hurtful it can be, whether your child is the recipient of this kind of online bullying or whether they're actually engaging in it. You also need to help them have a greater understanding of the kind of damage to one's mental health that this can do. Remember, cancel culture is polarizing. It means it's black or white, you're right or wrong. But I think we need to teach our teens that human beings are complicated people. And one human being needn't pass a complete purity test on everything they think and do. Who can be that perfect? And also, while you're busy criticizing somebody online, they have no place to go except to be defensive. There's no room for understanding how they came to that idea or what was behind those words. I think we need to teach our teenagers that human beings are interesting, complicated, flawed. Many deserve forgiveness. Now, if your child is being bullied online in a kind of cancel culture way, you need to reach out to authority figures that are associated with whoever is doing the bullying. You need to teach them to walk away from the computer and block those offenders that are out there. You need to not dismiss their feelings or say this will blow over. This is real. And it can be quite damaging and can lead to major depressive disorder. I want us to work together as a community of families to have greater understanding and empathy and compassion for each other. I think the big question you want to ask your teen when you hear them say, oh, so-and-so said this online is, what do you think made them say that? What do you think's going on in their life? We need to understand each other so that we can do better in getting along. Today I want to talk about something that's kind of uncomfortable if we're the parent of this kid, and that is bullying. Maybe you got a call from the school, maybe a call from another parent accusing your child of bullying their child. This is never an easy pill to swallow. But sometimes we need to look at what are the dynamics that makes your child behave the way that they're behaving. First of all, let's talk about what bullying is. At its heart, it's control. It's a child saying to another child, hey, if you don't behave the way that I want you to, then you're going to have to face my aggression. They also make the victim feel like they're responsible for the bully's behavior. In other words, there's only going to be peace around here if you do exactly what I tell you to do. Now, understand, A bully is really just lacking social skills. And it's not just between kids. I mean, parents bully children, bosses bully workers, and yes, kids bully each other. So why does it happen? What possibly could be going on in the heads of somebody who feels they need to use control and aggression to try to get somebody else to behave? Well, it's clearly a lack of social skills, and either healthy conflict resolution has not been modeled for the kid, or they just haven't been taught how to have healthy social skills. It also might be that there could be an underlying learning disability, or they might be non-neurotypical in another way. But all too often, kids learn bullying because they've been bullied, because somebody has been aggressive to them, and they believe that's the only way to respond. So what can we do to help our kids through these situations? Well, the most important thing that every adult and child needs to learn is how to identify their own feelings and give language to their feelings. Say, I'm feeling afraid or nervous or ashamed or joyful or surprised or happy. Practice in your household using language to identify feelings instead of just the he said, she said dynamics. He did that, she did that. How about, what did they feel to make them behave in that way? And equally important, of course, is to model really good emotional intelligence for your kids. Now, you may not have been raised in a household where people had language for feelings, or maybe you were raised in a household where physical punishment was the only way that your behavior was shaped. We now know that there are many ways to shape children's behavior through rewards or denying of privileges instead of using corporal punishment. So if you're brave, you yourself could even get some parenting classes, and there are lots of therapists online right now who can help you out. I know your reaction if somebody says that your child is bullying is to get defensive and say, well, what did your kid do? But instead, dig a little deeper. Talk to the family, talk to the kid, apologize, find new ways of relating and connecting. Doing the emotional work of relating with each other is not for the faint of heart. And yes, you're going to have to swallow your pride a little bit and go out there and just be real and authentic. Because it's time that your children learn that love is the best way to go. And it's okay to have boundaries and feel angry and express them in very constructive ways instead of bullying. I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh for Local Now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you want to follow me on social media, my handle everywhere is @Dr. Wendy Walsh. We'll see you next time.